A speech about me. In all seriousness, I hope to keep this somewhat engaging, and I'm honored to have your attention. His title of his speech is "Plans Are Worthless, but Planning is Everything." Let's welcome Matt Day.
So that quote, "Plans are worthless, but planning is everything," it's my favorite quote right now. I'll bring it up later in the speech as well. But it's an Eisenhower quote, and the idea there is we create plans and we pursue them, but we just don't know what's going to happen because life is unpredictable. Anyway, so I've decided today to present myself in kind of three categories or three general topics. One is who I've been, category 2 is who I am now, and category 3 is who I'm becoming. And the who I'm becoming part is what I'm excited about. I'm only 20, so my history's a little short. Anyway, so I grew up, born and raised here in San Diego. I went to school at the gifted preschool, and then I went to Santa Fe Christian from kindergarten through 12th grade. After that, graduating in 2018, I went to the University of Oklahoma and finished with a degree in economics last December. So that's all been amazing. My dad was a telecom company CEO back in the early 2000s, and my mom raised us. I have one little sister named Morgan, and she's just the joy of my life, man. She's beautiful, and all these boys keep talking to her, and I have to shake their hand too hard. And needless to say, I have lived a blessed life. I think the single most difficult event, or the single most hard thing I've gone through is my parents' divorce. When I was 8 years old, my parents separated, and as an 8-year-old kid, you're just totally confused. I don't regret it though. I wouldn't go back and change it. That divorce and that difficulty and that pain of walking through that has been an incredible teacher to me, and I'll tell you more on that later as well. All right, so who I am now. That was kind of who I was, and I'm kind of flying through the beginning part, and who I am now. I work in Del Mar. I'm a wealth advisor with a local firm. I love my job. I do financial planning. It's really, really hard work, but that's how I like it. I've always kind of been someone that flourishes in a high-pressure environment. And as far as in my life, people that I would say are most important to me, there's my fiance, McKamey, who you will hear me talk about all the time. It's just compulsive. And then there's my little sister, Morgan, who I mentioned earlier, and my 4 best friends who will be my groomsmen at my wedding coming up in July. McKamey was the best thing I found in Oklahoma. Trust me, I looked everywhere. And my hobbies. So I have too many interests. It's one of my curses. I just think that everything is so cool and life has so much to offer. But right now I try to confine myself to surfing, playing guitar, and I like to do pretty much anything in the ocean. I love to read, and I like to travel a lot. And in college, I was a competitive rock climber, so that was very fun. And I'll probably do a speech about that at some point too, though, something philosophical about climbing and on the wall and whatever. Anyways, so that's the first part of my speech. It's kind of who I've been and who I am now. And I wanted to kind of lay that as a foundation. I'm sorry for the rapid fire of the facts. But that's kind of like the foundation of who I am, and I want to show you guys what I'm building, like what the house will look like, hopefully, when I'm done. So that quote, planning is worthless, or plans are worthless, but planning is everything. I just love it. We need something to pursue in our lives, and I have a lot of friends, and we're all trying to figure out, what do we want to be? We look into the future, and it's the possibilities are endless. You can be whoever you want, and that's overwhelming. But I would say there are probably 3 things that I know I want to be. One is a good dad. Growing up in a household, and I've mentioned this kind of in a side-handed way before, but growing up in a household of a business owner, of a CEO, you don't see your dad that much. He was an incredible provider, but he wasn't around. And I wish that he would have been. Little kids need guidance, right? They need their dads to be around. So that's something that I will be. I won't make the same mistake. It's part of the reason I've chosen finance, and specifically private wealth management, is I want to be someone who's around for his kids. And there's a lot of flexibility in that sort of career and that sort of schedule. Also, you get to free up other people, other families, other dads to be around for their kids as you build financial plans and teach them how to intentionally set goals in their life. So the number two thing I would say that I want to be as I look into the future, there's so many things. Number two thing that I would definitely say I want to be is a good husband. Step one to being a good husband is get married, so I'm doing that. But anyways, that is just a huge thing in my life that I just always wanted to have as a good marriage. Growing up in a house where that wasn't modeled for me. I'm determined to have a good marriage. Number three is a great leader. I am fascinated by people, and I see people's giftings and their abilities, and I just long to develop that potential in them, and to help them dream, and to help them see what they can do. I think people can't really see what they have the ability to do. So I'd love to be a good leader. That's part of the reason I'm here at Toastmasters, is I want to develop my speaking ability, my ability to communicate, my ability to inspire. And that kind of leads me to my final little section of the speech. And one is I want to say something kind of weird. I want to thank that divorce. I want to thank that difficulty in my life. I don't think I would have the perspective that I do now if not for that incredible difficulty. That's hard to say, but I definitely just would not go back and change it. I've learned so much from that experience. And so I guess kind of rounding the final bend of the speech is my big dream. My big dream in life is to build an organization, build a nonprofit that sort of assimilates all of my past experiences, and what I want to do is I want to build a nonprofit organization to help kids who don't have parents. I want to create resources and create mentorship, abilities for these kids who don't have guidance and who are lost. That is my end goal. That is my current plan, which again might change because plans are worthless. Anyways, so that's my big dream, and that's what I'm running hard after. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble on about myself for 5 minutes, and I'm looking forward to getting to know your stories better as well. Thank you.